Hello. Am I very late? I didn't think I was. Okay, well. I still don't have coffee, so I'm gonna have to go again. I go get my coffee. Okay, it seems like this is fine, and this is the game. Okay, let me go get my coffee quickly. I have returned. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so so let's see. What did we do yesterday? So yesterday, I never know where to sit. Feels like it's different every day. Okay, so yesterday, I also don't know where to put this mic. Come on, mic. Be in the right place. So yesterday we finished up, I think, the basic game loop. And off stream, what I did was I didn't even get my chat and stuff on screen. Jeez, wait a minute. Let me just do that in case. People could be chatting and I wouldn't even know. Well, luckily it's still early in the stream, so haven't missed any. Yeah, okay, so anyway, what we did was we kind of finished the game loop in a way, right? So we haven't closed the loop precisely, but you can play the game. You can lose a character, you can, they'll be revived later, etc., etc., right? Okay. So what we have to do today, so there's a couple of things we have to do. First of all, UI, right? So the problem is now that there's no, if somebody dies, it's not really obvious that they are dead. So that's a problem. The second thing is I need a main menu so that we can actually switch between, main menu and game. And with that, we should also then have a way to go back. Like, so when you die, when you wipe out, or if you just feel like you want to restart because you did something dumb, you can, right? So those things need to be done. And then I also want to get to fixing a couple of bugs, I think, today. And if we have more time, we can implement a few more systems like adding enemy camps. So the last thing, okay, I did this just to be funny, but I just added 2 more camps into the world, so I'm just going to delete them. It doesn't work, right, if there's so many. But yeah. Oh, and I also thought of changing the spawn mechanism for the camp. So let's go to our streaming to-do list and let's see. So all of this stuff. Yeah, okay, so I haven't done that. Okay, so we should try and get to bugs and stuff. And let's make okay. I should really categorize this stuff a little bit better. Okay, so let's see. We want a to-do. To-do list. Okay, UI. Add. Yeah, this should be. This should not be a to-do list. It should be like a heading. Maybe even a toggle heading. There we go. UI stuff. Right, and then... Oh, wait. Okay, so UI stuff, and then inside here we have a to-do. And then we have add. Yeah, so then I could do something. I could do this, right? Yeah, that's better. It's a bit more clean. Add main menu. With that, we should have a way. You should be able. Let's just call it button to return to main menu. We should also have a pause. Okay, yeah, so that's that one. Then we should have a pause menu. These typically have like maybe a restart button, a return to main menu button, and like settings normally. Now, making a settings thing work, that's a whole flippin' thing on its own, right? Okay, and inside the main menu, we also want like settings and start run or something like that. And we obviously need to make it look nice. Okay. And now we need a pause menu. And then in our, we need like an end game menu or something. And so that's distinct from pausing the game. It's like you finished, you won, or you died. This should have some cool stats, right? So in cool stats, I mean how many kills do you have, etc., etc. Right? Oh, I forgot to switch on my one light. Let me do that quickly before. How's that? Okay, now I need to get back in here. Okay, so should have some cool stats about. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to elaborate on that too much. Okay. So that's some of the UI stuff. So getting the UI to work nicely, or to just exist, is another way of actually making the the game loop, right? To close the game loop. This is effectively what I need. So we can play the game, but we can't really restart. We can't go to a main menu. We can't, if you die, it's kind of, that's it. So I think we should have some way of restarting the game, maybe having some stat show, etc., when you died, whatever. Okay, so that's fine. So let's just go to our time tracker and see if this thing is up to date. Now, I think I might have forgotten to do a thing yesterday. Did I? Okay, let's go by person. Okay. Sort ascending, no, sort descending, sorry. Okay. April 5th was the last time I did something here. Okay, so I never had. Okay. What did we do yesterday? I can't really remember. So I'm just gonna add a timer over here. Let's stop it. So I just need to clean up my stuff. I want to have this time captured. So let's just go here. We make it the 6th of April. We start at 6:30. 3:30. Right, and on the 6th of April at about 6:43-ish we ended. Yeah. So now at least we have that time. And for today, I also think I can move this to done for now. Okay, today we'll probably focus on UI stuff primarily. Yeah. I think this is a fine category to put my work in for today. Mostly, right? Okay. Maybe some other things as well, but yeah, basically we're gonna do UI. Okay. So let's see. I think I need to create a scene to be able to. Okay, so first of all, let's just go to 2D. Okay. So what I'm thinking for this is I have the character select menu. Script, right? And this thing basically, when the player dies, it pretty much just goes and, kills off. It disables the button for selecting that player or that character. Yeah. So what I want to do here, so I want to basically just pop up some UI showing that, when the character is dead, making it more obvious that the character is currently dead. Okay, so let's go create that UI. So we'll do it in each of them. So in Chicken Night UI, we should create. Let's just create an empty, and then we say character dead. Character dead UI, and then inside of this we can make a wonder. UI. We could do an image, or we could do a TextMesh Pro. Let's see if we can do an image. I'm gonna check, and this might be skull, like a skull and bones, or something like that, right? Just some interesting image. Okay, script image. Okay, how do I change the image? Is it the material? Is it the sprite? I'm gonna guess it's the sprite. So if I go in here and I look for... Okay. What do I find when I look for a skull? Does not seem like I'm gonna be finding what I want. Let's just see if this is even... Yeah, it is. When I click on one of these, the image does change. Okay. But I don't really have anything. Is that true? Let's see my visual assets. I could have sworn I, at least had something. Crosshairs. That's one I downloaded from Kenny. Yeah, so these are just a bunch of crosshairs. Don't know actually why I have them. I don't use them at all. Okay, so maybe the image is not going to work for us. Do we have a cross? And we have that type of cross. Okay, you know what? Let's just let's get rid of the image for now. We can always fix this up later, but for now, this is after all not not the final UI, right? We're gonna have to change this stuff quite a bit. So let's just say something here. Okay. So Text Mesh Pro, where's the text? Text Mesh Pro. Why am I? Oh, it's in debug mode. Yeah, like when it's in debug mode, I can't figure out where the hell I am. Oh, this is interesting. Blood gore. Where's this coming from? Oh, it's damage numbers. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at that. Okay, let's see if we can't find something. Okay, the blood gore is kind of okay. It might be too much. Blood thick. Smear new text. Okay. Some neon. Interesting. How do you create new fonts? I should maybe go and figure that out one day. What happens if I select none? Apparently you can't. Okay. Alright, so anyway, let's just take that thing and let's move it up until it's somewhere reasonable. Something like, yeah, I mean, let's just put it there. Okay, so let's see, this thing center aligned. This thing should also be in the center. Then we just make the text in the center. Okay, then we can do something like the chicken is dead. Yeah, I mean, that's not great, right? Let's say no wrapping. The chicken is dead. We can make the font size bigger. We can make it bold. We can make the color, you know. Chicken has died. He will return to action in 2 waves. I don't know, something like that, I guess. Chicken has died. It will return to action in 2 waves. And for now, we're not going to keep track of the waves, I don't think. Let's make like 45. Okay, and let's just move this thing up a bit more. Right, something like that. The chicken has died. He will return to action in 2 waves. Now we can make this better, but let's duplicate this and stick it in the robin. No man. Just right there. Okay, then we do this 0, and then this text should be the robin has died, and she will return to action in 2 waves. Okay, then we duplicate this one more time. We stick it in the wizard. Okay, and then we'll just change this naming here. Okay, and we call this the owl has died. he will return to action in 2 waves. Right, something like that. Don't have to make it pretty or amazing or anything. Okay, and these... Okay, so now we can go into the character select menu stuff, and we can add a couple of serialized fields. So serialized field. This will just be a game object, I guess. Game object, chicken, dead message. Okay, and we copy paste this thing a couple of times. Chicken, dead message, Robin, and owl. Okay, and then here, this can get pretty weird because I see what I'm doing. I'm sometimes referring to them by their full name. Sometimes I only refer to them by their bird name, and then other times I only refer to them by their class name. So this could definitely become a problem because, like, for instance, I was just talking about the chicken, robin, owl, and then over here I only talk about the wizard, ranger, and knight. Right? My character stats is wizard, ranger, knight. Yeah. So that could be problematic if I'm not... I mean, obviously, if it doesn't matter so much for me. But this could definitely be a problem. So let's say if e dot... okay, let's see. What are these? Oh, wait. I need to get the correct arguments. So on character death, the arguments were something I can't remember. Okay, who kept track of this? Did you? This is just on stat change. Did the game manager keep track of somebody dying? I doubt it, right? Ah, no, it did. Okay, so on character death, the function, I think it's here. So yeah, we need the character stats SO on character death events. Okay, so that is the way we do this. Okay, so just here we need to add this instead so that we can get access to the whether or not it's true or false. So then we can go if e dot is dead. So if we are dead, then in the wizard case, then we go owl wizard dead message dot set active true. Okay. Else yeah, we basically just want this to be false. Easy as that. Right, so let's just copy paste that, and we just need to do the correct ones for the correct places. So the Robin dead message is here, and the chicken knight dead message is here. Okay, and then the last thing, I think I just need to go drag them in at the inside of Unity. So we just take these elements. So character select UI, character dead chicken. Okay, character dead UI, the other guy. And the last guy. Okay. There we go. Now we should probably rename this a little bit better so it's not potentially confusing. Okay, so if we save that, this wasn't a massive change, but it should at least now make it a little bit simpler, or make it a little bit more obvious when the character is dead. Okay, so I guess that hasn't triggered yet, like the select character UI. Okay, so basically then we want to have it start as not visible. Right. Okay, I might not want to do that in the inspector. Okay, but there we go. So it's not visible. Let's get our character scriptable objects here. Okay, if we select the ranger, okay, and we just make character health like 10. Now she should die pretty swiftly. Okay, the Robin has died. She will return to action in 2 waves. Okay, cool. So then we can select the wizard. Now, what might be better... Oh, come on, I did stop. What might be better is... if we added like a countdown or something there in that message. So that each wave kind of, you know, yeah, if it's just a number there, you know, it will respawn in 2 waves, and then after a wave, it'll respawn in 1 wave, for instance, just something like that, just a countdown so that you know when exactly the character is gonna respawn. But for now, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. I'll just leave it like that and not mess with it anymore. Okay. Okay, so the last thing I do want to do is in the character select menu. I want a button here somewhere just to restart or return to main menu. Okay, so we can just insert here UI button, and this could be a restart button. Wait, what I just hear? Let's see, Queen Nine. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so let's see. We want a button. Now, this is going to be quick and dirty again. So let's see. We want a button over there. Can we just... If I make this 200, does the button physically go? Okay. So yeah, we can make a button over there. And this would be the restart button. So we can go into this and just call this restart for now. So it doesn't actually do anything, unfortunately. But, and I don't think I'm going to make it do anything right at this moment. So let's see. Actually, we could make it snap to that corner. Oh wait, the character select menu. Oh, okay. So let's say if this is negative 540, no, 540. Yeah, so that would be right in the corner. And this should be 1920 over 2. Yeah, 960. Okay. So we just wanted like 950 and 940 and 520. Okay. Like that, so it's 20 pixels from the corner. Okay. And then we just want another button like this that we're going to call... Okay, so let's just duplicate you for now. And then we call this one the return, well, main menu button. Okay, and we go to the text here. Whoops. Main menu. Okay, we'll make this one anchor to the opposite side. And so this should now be 520. 520. Oh, no. That should be the same. This should be negative 940, right? Yeah. It's behind the mountains, but it's fine. Okay, so we have our two buttons. And now I just need to figure out how the hell do I restart the scene. I think I need to create a new scene, which would be the main menu for start, just to be able to actually have that button do anything. I can't make it do anything right now. Okay, so let's save this scene. Then we go to our scenes and we create a new scene. Main menu. Wow, this is gonna feel weird. Main menu, there we go. That is the main menu. There's absolutely nothing there. Okay, so a couple of things I want to add. I think I want to add a Cinemachine camera. So let's just add a Cinemachine camera. Right, that thing should already be controlling the main camera, I believe. Okay, it's there somewhere. What else should we add? Okay, so it depends on what you want to put in the scene. I'm gonna try and not make this too involved. So let's see. I think we need to put it in terrain. So we're gonna do 3D object terrain. Oh wow. How far away are these? Okay. So this is our terrain. Let's just see how big it is. I don't want to make it too big. Yeah, that's massive. Let's just make it 250 by 250. Okay, apparently the first one didn't take. Okay, so this is more than big enough. Okay. Let's check my camera. So main camera. Cinemachine camera. Let's make it move where I am looking. So let's click on the terrain. Whoa. Oh my word. This is kind of weird. Okay, so at least now it is pointing a little bit better. Right, there we go. Yeah, there's the camera. So we can obviously make this thing move a little bit more. So we can move it in a bit. Maybe move it down. Yes, like why does it not look like it's moving the way I think it should be? Yeah, moving cameras is weird. Go down. Go closer. Why are you... Where the hell did I move this camera to now? How the... what? Okay, let's... You know what? 0, 0, 0. Okay, rotation 0, 0, 0. There we go. Camera reset. Okay, now at least we know where it is technically. So what we can do... there we go. Okay, so this camera, if we rotate it about the y-axis, why don't we see the terrain at all? It's a bit weird. Okay, let's move it up. And let's rotate about the x-axis, I guess. Okay, there's the terrain. Okay, so it does see the terrain. Okay, but that's fine. So on this terrain, why is this so weird? That is normal. Oh, this is just okay. Let's go to our brushes. Let's paint a texture. That's fine. And we need to add a layer here. Okay, so we have a couple of textures here for the grass and the ground and stuff. Now, I'm very bad at texture painting. I don't even know which layer is on top of which when I paint these. It's kind of annoying. So let's see if I can make this, if I can figure this out once and for all. So I'm going to try and focus. So, as a base layer, what do we want? Some cracked dirt or with leaves. These were my textures, by the way, the ones I made in paint. These textures come from Cinti, which you can see they look a bit better, but I kind of like mine. Okay, do we do mud? No, that might be too much. All of this seems to be too much. I don't know. Okay, let's just do dirt. Dirt 1. Yes. Okay, so immediately it applied that to the whole thing. Which, okay, I guess that's my base layer. Then on top of that, I suppose what we do is we add some greenery. Grass with clover. You know, let's just do grass 1. Okay, so if I understand this correctly... Now, I don't know which one is on top of which one here. So let's test. Let's just say... we click on this one. So technically, I think I selected that one now. We make the... let's just make the brush smaller for a start. Like 25. Go to this corner over here. And we click once with maximum strength. Okay, so that is now on top of this thing. Now, if we look at the grass layer, layer properties, I guess. Okay, we have a bit of a tint here. Can we just get rid of the tint? No tint. Yeah, if it's just white, it's fine. Opacity as density. Okay. Okay, so that looks fine. So that's now on top of the grass, on top of the dirt. Now, if I click on this and I make my brush strength like 20%, and I even use, you know, one of these brushes, for instance, and I click once, so that means some of the dirt color is now blended with the grass color. Okay. It's still like... Oh, the brush strength is still 1. Okay, wait. Okay, so now if I paint it like that, it looks better? I guess. I don't know. Okay, but... So this one... And now what happens if I move this one to the top? It inverts it. Right? So now that's the base layer, and this one's painted on top. Interesting. Okay. Now the next question is, how do I... Do I click here and draw on top of this one to get rid of it again? Seems like it. Okay. So if I do this and I go brush strength max and I just want to get rid of all the grass. Okay. I seem to be learning something. Okay, now is this what I wanted to do? I don't actually know what I wanted to do. Okay, so we have the dirt layer. Let's sculpt it, I guess. I don't know. Slope, flatten, transform, pinch, smudge, twist. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. Hope you guys are ready. There's one thing I ain't. It's an artist. Okay, can I please just stop? Okay, so we can add a little bit of texture to the ground, right? So it looks like something. That looks like a little bit of texture. We can make this side maybe a little bit more mountainy and mountainous, perhaps. Yeah, it doesn't look so bad somehow. Looks like I'm trying. Okay. And, okay, what else do we want to do here? Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to try and make this main menu scene look nice. So I'm going to use mostly the Cinti assets. Because the main level is currently using a mixture of assets, and it just doesn't look that good. So we want to make this look nice. So let's see if we can make it look nice. Okay, so let's see. What do we have here from Cinti assets? Visual assets. Okay. Okay, nature biomes. Meadow. I think meadow is the one I have, yeah. Prefabs. Okay, I have bushes. I have some fields. Some flowers or something. What are these actually? Okay, these are just grass. Rocks. Stone walls. A steam car. Where are the trees though? Props. Oh, cool. Windmill. Little house thingy. some fencing, mushrooms. Okay, that's a bit weird. There's some powery stuff. There's a lot of props here. Okay, cool. Is it in terrain? No, these are just the materials and stuff. Let's do this. Let's stick this in at the main screen. Make everything bigger. And that way we can actually see what these are. Okay. So this is what we have. Okay, let's just clear that. Okay, visual effects. I don't know what those would be. Wind, leaves, dust particles. Okay, that's cool. We'll need those. Okay. I would assume it's in prefabs, right? Oh, okay, here we have trees. Yeah, we totally have trees. Yeah, I was just blind. So let's see how that would work if we take the trees and we stick them in here. Come on, trees, where are you? Since this is not a flat surface... Wow. Is that really how big it is? So now if I move the tree... that's annoying. So how do I make the tree stay on the... on the right height? If that makes sense. Okay. So that is a tree. Now... maybe I should just add these to the painter. For the terrain itself. Right, so if I go here and I click on paint trees, then I can do edit trees, add a tree, and I can just click and drag this tree in here and add. Okay, then I can edit tree, and add this one. And I can do edit tree, add tree. And I can add this one. Wait, if I click and drag them over, that doesn't work. Add tree. So we have a couple of... Good morning, this guy. NZ, New Zealand. How am I doing? I'm doing well, thank you. How about you? Got some nice new stuff to play with here. Okay, so what happens if I say mass place trees? I don't know, 10,000? That seems... let's make 500 trees and click place. Interesting. So that's not great, right? I don't think I like the way it places trees. Okay, then also if I select a specific tree, I don't know what the density is. Let's make the tree height a bit random. Brush size very small. So if I click now, is it changing between the trees or is this just one tree? Wow, okay. So tree height. It shouldn't be that random. That's a super tiny tree. Okay. Okay, so that's maybe too small. Let's bring it back. I mean, oh jeez. That might be good enough. Okay, so I need to go around and place them like this. Okay. That is fine. Before I do that, though, let's go get our characters, because I want them in the scene, right? I'm going to make a super cool main menu here. But I want them in the scene, so let's go find them. Player characters. So the knight, the ranger, and the wizard. Okay, so let's drag them in and see how big they are. Okay, they're quite large. Okay, so we'll have to pose them somehow, but for now, you know, whatever, this is fine. I just get to see how big they are. Also, can we switch off these weird bubbles? Yeah, what is that thing? Who is drawing that? Oh, okay, that's just the gizmos. Let's switch them off. Okay, so these are our three characters, roughly in size. Okay, so let's... Now we can check if the tree... Yeah, okay, so the trees are too small. Those are tiny little trees. So some of them can be small, that's okay, but... Okay, let's see if we make them interesting. So are my characters just massive? Ha. Okay. So do we scale them down? Of course they can't. Okay. Let's select them. Let's see if we can do this. Select them and then create an empty parent, and let's just call this the character character stage. Staging. Okay, let's see if I take that and I make it smaller. Okay, they get smaller as well. Perfect. They also fall into the ground. Yeah, so this is going to be annoying. This is why I have a flat ground on the main level. Because I just have no idea how you would do this. Because it seems like if you have to place anything in this world now, it's annoying, right? Okay, so that tree looks like that. This is okay. Yeah, that works out. Are these just smaller trees? Yeah, we'll just call them smaller trees. Okay, let's see this one. Yeah, we'll call those. So it looks like all these nice bright green trees are quite small. These ones are a little bit bigger. But that's a good size compared to the characters and then the big trees. Yeah, Okay, so let's see. So I want there to be some building here in the distance. Call it the tower. And I want them to be on the road towards the tower, let's say. Okay. So let's get our terrain. So before we place trees, let's go back to our painter. And let's select paint textures again. Now, since I've mastered the textures, we can now do like a cobblestone or maybe just a footpath. Ruin tiles. Ooh, I like those. Yeah, I think those fit very well. Okay, so we make the brush. We'll make it a solid brush, I think. It needs to be way smaller, right? I'm adjusting the strength. Sorry. I'm an idiot. Forgive me. Okay, make this 3, 5, 10. Okay, that could be the path, right? So let's see if we just look at this from above. So let's say the path kind of runs down there. Oh, geez, this is going to be terrible. Okay, let's change that. Let's make the strength a little bit. Oh, come on. Okay, so we need the path. Is this just going to look horrible? Let's see. I mean, yes. This footpath looks terrible. It might be because there's no grass or anything else, but... Ugh. That's a line. Okay, I have a lot of work to do. Okay, I'm gonna do this crudely. Maybe I can make my wife do this. Right? I hope so. Okay, so let's see if we take this one, we make the strength way less, and we go somewhere like there. So this is the grass. So let's see if we can do this. Okay, let's make the size not that big. I'm just gonna try and skirt the edges. Of my footpath. Well, actually, no. I should just be able to do something like this. And I could just change the footpath to be a... Is that what this thing does? It literally changes the... Oh, jeez. That is interesting. So the order I draw them in, that is the order that they render in. And I'm literally erasing the footpath effectively, right? And now if I change the order, it'll literally take the last thing I drew and invert it. Oh, that's flippin' amazing. Why does it work like that? I don't think I like that. Okay, so if I take the footpath brush again and I go along the footpath again. Yeah, I should be making it a little bit clearer. Okay, so the trick is, don't use strong brushes, I guess. Okay, and if I select this again and I go brush size nice and big, I can fill in the rest of this a little bit. And if I really want it, I can go to this brush, take this again, make it like 8. Right, so now we have a harsh edge. And I can raise the footpath a little bit more. So let's look at this. So if you come in like this and you're like, oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. There's a nice little footpath and nothing else. It's pretty barren. Right, and we can have the heroes. So we can take the knight like he's leading, and the ranger is maybe trailing because she's like, you know, cool. Whoops, and that guy's now sort of flying. Okay, then we can move in here. And be like, okay, cool. Let's get them to face the right way. Something like that. And then I need to fiddle with their heights. Why is this not working? So if you hold right click and you use the arrow keys, right, I should be able to, so I can look around and I should be able to move around with WASD. I think I just disabled that at some point. Who knows? Okay, so are you floating in the air? I think you are. And now you inside of the ground, something like that. You are also, but you are inside of the ground. Let's put you like that. And like that. Okay, there we go. So the idea would be you're looking at them approaching. I just need to pose them so they look a bit better. But yeah, something like this, I guess. And you can see, or maybe something like this. Ooh, yes. So I'm just making a main menu, right? This doesn't have to be that complicated. But I'm thinking is you look at it something like this. And you can see them on the path. And you can kind of see the path winding through over the valley, over the little bumps in the terrain. Going to something, right? And I want that something to be the tower that they're now going to climb. Okay, something like that. So, let's go to this thing again. Where is it? Yeah, a polygon stuff. And so meadow forest prefabs. Okay, so we have like the base. So now I can add like grass. If I wanted to make this look very nice, I guess, you know, you add some grass here, and you need to add it now so it doesn't flip and fly. Alright, this is complicated. So what do we do? Do we just stick it into the ground? Maybe that is how you do it. So you get it. And, I mean, this doesn't have to be perfect, because it's not like this is going to be a scene that people can move through. Right, you just stick the grass something like that. Maybe we... move it a little bit over. Right, if you're looking at it from like this angle. Yeah, that looks fine. Could I? How do you... There's a way to set the camera angle or the camera position to the current scene view or something. I can't remember. Yeah, so this is the game view. Yeah, like if I want this to be, maybe like this to be the camera location, can I just do set Okay, so let's see how to let's Google that. I want to know exactly how to do that right now. How to set game camera to current scene view in Unity. I think I'm Googling this right. Apparently there's a line with scene view. Okay, but this is now controlled by Cinemachine, right? So if you click here, is there an align with scene view here? Cinema scene. Align with view. Wait, was that it? So if I go to game view, so let's see if I play the game, let's say. So if this scene is played, it worked. Obviously there's a bunch of errors because I just dragged the prefabs in for the player characters. Or the characters. Which is not good because they obviously don't have a lot of the things required. Yeah, so if you just open this, there's a bunch of stuff not added that they need. Yeah, so I should make simpler characters, let's just say. And I could give them a different animation or something like that. Oh, could I even make them walk down the path? That would be so cool, actually. Okay, cool. So now we can now see the camera somewhat in real time. So if that's the angle that I'm going to go for, that's cool. So now what I can do is I can add grass and things like that. Let's just clear that until I feel like, it looks nice. So yeah, I could do something like that. I can kind of see how it will look there. It's just a preview, so it's not going to be perfect or anything, but it is something. Yeah, so we can now see these little grassy elements and stuff like that. Okay, cool. Very cool. Let's see, sunflowers. Or these are not sunflowers, but anyway. Yeah, we can totally add some flowers in here. For instance, if we wanted. You can kind of see what it looks like there, but you should go to the game view, I guess. If you really want to see the effect. Yeah, so the effect is it looks terrible. So this is like a crop field. Okay. Okay, so small bushes. Let's see, what do we have here? What are these for? Okay, I don't know. Okay, but you can have rocks. Just want to place some rocks on the floor, for instance. And maybe we have a large rock over there. Maybe a bit closer to the action. Who knows? Right, we also need to get some trees in here. Here's the sunflowers. Okay. Yeah, we can add sunflowers like that. Very nice. Very pretty. These are small little stones, eh? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of nice, but you can't really see them, right? I wonder how you... Is there a way to grab this thing again and just move it around? Without moving it in a specific... So moving it along the ground, for instance, if I wanted to do that. Okay, so let's just get these sunflowers rotated towards the sun at least, right? Yeah, the sun is coming from behind, so you guys need to be looking at the sun. Okay, if we go to game view. Yeah, we can see some rocks. You can see the little bushes. Yes, like it's coming to. I mean, it's not amazing, but let me have my thing. Okay, something like this, and now I think let's grab some trees. Right, so that we can do with terrain, fortunately, and we can just go to Tree Painter, and we can place some trees along here. Right, something like that. Some of the birch trees. Okay, place that one too close. And some of these. Now, I have no idea how this is gonna look. It might be too much. Might not be enough. I might have overdone it a little bit. Just a tiny amount. Okay, so trees are nice, but they're not that nice. Okay. There should be a hold shift and click to erase trees, right? Let's do that. Let's actually make our brush size way bigger. And okay. We'll try that again. So let's see if I make the brush size bigger and I just click. Now that's quite a lot of trees. Yeah, so we want a bit of... you see, I don't like that. Why are they so small? Or are these just tiny birches? They like baby birch trees. I guess that's probably what's going on here. Okay, we want at least like one or two of these big ones. Okay, now let's go to the game scene. Okay, that's fine. Right? I think so. We'll continue to work on it. We can add like one of each of these here. Okay, could we get rid of this one and this one maybe? Yeah, let's add one more there and one more there. Okay, so big trees are cool, but yeah, we shouldn't overdo this. Okay, let's rather grab some more grass maybe. And some other like flowers and stuff like that, I guess. Yeah, the main thing is... this is what I want. Some stone wall-y things. Right? Just to decorate the path or something like that, right? Okay, let's see if we can't... What do these rocks look like? Okay. We can place it like here somewhere. Yeah, maybe rotate it a little bit like that. Okay, let's go to our props maybe. Okay, we can put a signpost over there. It is about the right height, right? Yeah. Yeah, we can do something like this. You can't even see the signpost. Okay, signpost, you need to move up to like there. Okay, now we just need to check if it's inside of the ground. Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. Signpost. What are these? Just some prop stone thing. Okay, let's look. Okay, there we have the signpost and our prop stone. Okay, so this area, this is like a focus area. So I need to spend time here. Everything else, it's kind of far away. This little hill here I can make interesting as well. So that's about right for that side. So let's add a little bit of fencing and stuff. What is this? Oh, it's a wind chime. That doesn't make any sense. Why are you here, wind chime? So let's see. We could add a little well. So we could say that there's a well there. Yeah, why not? There's a well there. I decided. Okay, fence gate. Fence gate. This is just a fence. Another fence. Have a carriage there. Maybe. What if this was their camp? With a little fireplace. I mean, maybe, but... Oh, you know what? We can put on this hill a destroyed windmill. Yeah. Yeah, we can even have the path. It's gonna be so cool. So we can take the path. Let's see, the path. Mr. Path, where are you? You are selected. Okay, so we can make the path. Let's make it a lot thinner. Make this like 6, so we can kind of draw it like this, going up to the windmill. Right, let's see on the game view if that looks like anything. Yeah, I mean, you can see it. That looks... It's there, right? You should probably do something with the skybox as well. Are the trees not dense enough, or are they too dense? I don't know. This is hard. Okay. This well, maybe this well needs to be... You know what? Yes. Yes, in fact. Can I just please stop clicking on the terrain? That would be kind of amazing. Yeah, I want to click on the well. And I think the well needs to be moved over there. In that little crossroady section of the zone. So, just go sit over there. I don't know if we can still see it. Yeah, we can kind of see it. That's fine. Okay, cool. Let's add the fencing. Whoops. So we'll come here, we'll add the fencing. Okay. What does the fencing look like though? Does it look okay? I mean, how do you build fencing now? This is going to be annoying, isn't it? This is going to be so damn annoying. So you click and drag, and then I rotate. I guess. And it kind of does that thing. Okay, adding the fencing is going to be a pain in the ass. So, okay, so let's just add it where it's needed. So, if I wanted a fence, it should go somewhere here, next to the road. Right? Something like that. I don't know if there should be a fence on this road. I don't think so. I don't think we do fence on this road. What else can we add? From the props. No, I don't want to overdo this too much. But I want to make it look like something at least. Okay, let's go back to our bushes and our grass. Okay, so there's definitely a lack of greenery over here. Can I get bigger patches of grass, maybe? Okay, something like this. So some taller grass. These are literally just single. That has some clover in it. Yeah, well, it's not bad. I want to move this into the ground a little bit because it's a bit weird. It kind of sticks out a little bit. Okay, let's see. What's this? Smaller grass? I mean, I could just use the other ones. It's fine. These are the big patches, right? Yeah, big grass patch. So we're gonna totally add those like further away. Like over here. Maybe something like this, and then we just rotate it slightly. So it doesn't stick through the ground in a weird way. Yeah, that's all connected to the floor. And let's go see. Yeah, I mean, you can't see that really, but you can see this. So this adding it here does help a little bit. And I mean, okay, but it doesn't look amazing, so let's just... It is a little bit stick-outy. Okay, maybe we add a big patch like this instead. And we can do a few of them. Just move it down. Down a bit more. Yeah, I kind of like it when they just stick out of the ground a little bit. And then we can add a bunch more flowers. All the sunflowers pointing towards the sun. Yeah, it's a little patch of sunflowers. I like that. You know, why not? Could we get you to join in here? Okay. Yeah, we can have a few more over here, I guess. Okay, cool. Okay, and now these other little flowery things. Let's see. So these little guys. Yeah, the big problem duplicating them is they kind of don't go where I want them in terms of the ground. Oh, look at this. I can have a big patch of flowers. In the grass? Nah. Have some leaves. Maybe not. Okay, that looks like something, sort of. I don't know. Maybe. So it's still quite obviously very barren in all these other places. I also don't know if I like the trees over here. Maybe. Paint true. Just remove one. Yeah, somehow that's better. But I do think you need. Yeah, because you can see into this area, right? And it's very empty. So let's populate it a little bit. So this makes sense to me that it might be a little bit of a denser forest going that way. Yeah, something about the forest doesn't quite work. I don't know. Is it because I'm mixing trees? I don't think it is. Like, trees do mix. It looks weird. I don't know. Are they too small? Do they need to be bigger? Is the camera angle wrong? Could be. Could be the camera angle. Let's see if we tweak this camera angle a little bit. Yeah, so we could do. You know what? Let's go into the scene. And let's see if we can, from here with these camera controls, make it look a little bit better. So what I might want is for you to kind of look up. So you're looking at the characters almost from the bottom. And you're looking up towards there, and there should be a big tower over here. Which should be the tower that we are trying to go and claim or fight or whatever. Fight for, fight in. Yeah, so we shouldn't be looking too much into the... Yeah, so I want something like this where the camera is... maybe a little bit higher. Looking off into the distance to the tower. Right, and then you just have some weird ass forest here. Maybe I need to go look at how Cinti does it and then just duplicate what they do. Yeah, so if I look at it from this perspective, what I could do now is stay in this perspective and be like, yeah, you know what? We need a couple more flowers over here. Or whatever. Right, maybe some more sunflowery things. Nah. Maybe some rocks. Yeah, there can be some pebbles and things on the floor. That's quite a big rock. That would be too big. You can get some funny grass in here. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's see if we can get some of this grass to work out. If we just do... That's too much. Okay, so if we now do this again and we say align with view, so this is now what we see, which could be a bit better, right? I think this is better, perhaps. And then we want the tower in the distance and like the title of the game and stuff like that over there. Okay, so let's let's leave it like that. Let's call that good enough for now. Okay, and what we can do also. Just save that. Yeah, we should definitely have all these things. So all the props and stuff, we should select them and create empty parent. Call this nature. And then we can just do that so that it's not taking up the whole flippin' screen. Okay, so that's pretty nice. Now there's obviously quite a bit more I should or could do. We could go into the terrain again, I guess, and let's see if we can paint some more textures. So let's add a layer. We can do a, meadowy grass flower layer, and we can make this brush a cloud for some reason. I don't know. But let's work with that. Let's make the strength very small. Make the radius 25. That's maybe too much. Like 10. So let's see if the strength is very tight, very subtle. Just sprinkle in some flowery meadow textures over here, and we go to the game. That does fill it in quite nicely. I do think that's pretty good. Just makes that little bit more interesting. Okay, we can even add another layer, and we can do like sticks and stuff, I guess. We can fill that in a little bit. So we are obviously just overlapping these layers. And if we go to the game view, can't really see that I added sticks. Yeah, okay. But what we can also do, you know, we can do a lot of stuff, I guess. Yeah. Meadow gravel, rock and moss, rough rock. Oh, grass and pebbles, even. Now we can add pebbles next to this, next to our path. And some sticky things underneath the trees, perhaps. Okay, we go to our game. We obviously can't really see some of the stuff I'm adding. but it does fill it in a little bit better. Like this looks a bit nicer. There's a bit of a dead spot over there, I guess. We could add some things there. So right here, we might need to add some grass or something. Let's see if there's anything interesting we can add to that. That's just like a log. No, it's just like a stick or something. Right, we could just stick a stick in there. Yeah, why not? Sticks are things as well. Have a little rock tower. And the leaves don't belong here. Yeah, we can decorate this little rock tower with some more pebbles. What does this rock do? It's just a rock like that. Okay. And could maybe add some other types of grass to this over there. And let's not do the dense grass thing again. Yeah, we can do these little baby grass sticking out. In between and all over the place. What are these? Oh, some flower petal thingy? I actually don't know what this is. Oh, it does look like some flowers. Okay, it's not so bad. You can stick them in there. And there. Okay, we could even make another bush or two sit next to this rock over there. I can't remember if you can actually see that rock. But you might not be able to see that rock. So we go over there. Yeah, look at that. There's our little thing there. Some more grass. It's a bit blank over there-ish. Don't want anything big there. Because I do want... Oh yeah, these little bushy grass guys look pretty fine. Yeah, because eventually what I might want to do is put the tower in the background, right? And the tower should kind of be a little bit of a emphasis. It shouldn't be blocked by a bunch of flowers and stuff. Oh, petals. Then that doesn't work. That should be in a river. Okay, we can put some more stones. Stones are always good. I want more sticks as well. Let's put another stick there and rotate it. It's a stick that lies like that. And yeah, that looks better, I guess. I don't know. No problem. No problem. You finished work. That sounds nice. It's only 5:23 in the morning right now. I have a lot of stuff to do still. Okay. Just, I mean, it's very busy. I'm not an environment design guru. But we'll go with it, right? We'll just go with it for now. It's like, oh, how did you make this? Well, I just dumped a bunch of crap on the floor over here. Yeah, no, there are people who do this professionally, right? And then there's what I'm doing currently. Okay. So, let's just stick all these things back into our nature parent so that it doesn't take up the whole flippin' screen or my whole hierarchy. Okay, let's see. What do we need to add now is a canvas, right? Yeah, let's add a canvas. Okay, so this is going to be our actual main menu. Right. So what do we want here? We want the name of the game, and we want a start. We have a few buttons. Big name of the game. Now I can't remember what the name was. Okay, so at a minimum, we would want to make this nice graphics, right? But for now, it's just gonna be text on the screen. So UI, text on the screen. New text on the screen. Okay. I should always also try to go. Yeah. I should create a new one of these. Yeah, so I'm in TextMesh Pro, fonts. How do we get more fonts? Can I say create new font? TextMesh Pro. Hey, font asset. Okay. Okay, can I select you and I can create... Just like it. What are these? Drop shadow. Can I just duplicate this? Called rename. Liberation Sands SDF. Main menu. And then over here we go here and I just select not the fallback one, the main menu one. Because what I noticed was when I... Oh wait, maybe the material is the problem. Yeah, it doesn't actually matter if I use... Okay, do I need to create a new material? How do I even add a material? So I have a different font asset. Yeah, so the problem is when I start changing things here to the font. Where is this thing? Okay, let's see if we can't figure this out. So Text Mesh Pro. Yeah, I'm already don't know what I'm doing. Where is this material located? Ooh, what did I just do? I was clicking so many times. Oh, okay. Is that a different... So, is that a... So I created a new prefab and it has a material built in there. So technically... Okay. So technically if I go here, since it is a duplicate material, I shouldn't be editing any of the other text. That's at least the idea. Hopefully. So we can do that, because what I want to do is something like, you know, switch off the outline, for instance. Or switch on an underlay. Let's say. Maybe. I don't know. But then you can do something like this, right? I mean, this is going to look terrible either way, so let's not worry about it too much, I guess. Oh, here we have a material preset. Okay, so if I'm just going to save this quickly before I go too far. And if I open my other scene, so the game scene, did all the text just change? No, it didn't. Okay, cool. Because I did this previously where I messed with the font or the material of the text, and then everything changed, and I was kind of bummed about that. So, but no, nothing changed. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so we can go back to our canvas. Okay, what's the name again? Can't remember. Let's just call it game name. Okay, so it's obviously terrible in a couple of ways. First of all, why? Oh. Okie dokie. Okay, so there's a couple of problems here. Let's make it bold. Let's also do that. No wrap. Okay, that's terrible. Why are you doing this to me, my guy? Line spacing? Character spacing. What the hell? This is terrible. Why is it doing that? This is new. Oh, auto size? That looks so much better. What is this thing doing? Okay. Did I change that? Maybe that was me. Okay. Okay, so let's see in our canvas. So let's make the game name go there, and we can position it. If we position it 0, 0, and we go to the game, it'll be like that, right? Which is terrible, but anyway, it is like that now. And we can also make the size 0, 0. which for some reason now wraps it again. Oh no, it needs to be top left, like that. Okay, maybe this is the problem. I was clicking this button. Oh yes, it was the problem. I see. Okay, so we have game name, and it should be quite a bit bigger. Something like that. Yeah. That looks amazing. Okay, then we can move it over. Move it down. Move it over, but... Right. Something like this. So there we go. Game name. The tower is going to be here. I guess this section should be where the tower goes. So we don't want this stuff to interfere. Okay. So we'll have a nice graphic eventually, right? One day we'll have a nice graphic. What is my phone's problem? Oh, it's dying. Okay. We'll charge you later. Okay, so something like this. Can make this a nice round number, because why not? Okay. Now from here, we need to add more things. So let's just call this thing, this is the game name, or game title. Something like that, right? Okay, then we need to do more UI elements and basically a bunch of buttons, effectively. Yeah, so we have a button, and another button. Yeah, we could put these in the middle, actually, if we wanted. Okay, so let's make 3 buttons. So this would be like a new game button. Okay. And then this one. So we have new game. We have settings or options. I don't actually know which is the correct. And then we might just have exit. Okay, so that's it for now. Okay, so let's see. All of this is okay. Maybe we make a parent object for them, an empty parent, and we just call this the buttons. Right, so now the inside of this thing, which means this thing, I can move it around if I wanted. Okay, so let's see. So the buttons should be off. Okay, so let's make this one like 40, and then this one should be negative 40. Okay, something like this. Yeah, and then we can move all the buttons together to go to, like, you know, somewhere there. Right, we can even put them next to each other, I guess, if we wanted. I don't know if that's a thing people do. So should this be options or settings? Options and settings, to me, are the same thing. Okay, but for now we'll not worry about it too much. Okay, do we want this button to be bigger? Yeah, let's make them like 350 by 50. Like nice big clickable buttons. Okay, then we need to move it up a little bit more. Say 80 might be too much. Well, okay, let's make the other ones 350 by 50 as well. Then we can see how much we want to move this by. Something like, yeah, negative 60 and 60. Okay, so now we can go in here and we can make this a new game, right? And we can increase the font size. 40 doesn't look too bad. Should it be bold? I guess. Also, just all capital. Yeah, okay. 40 is 235. Yeah, that's fine. So, new game. Yeah, all these things are fine. No wrap, I guess, just in case. And then, okay, color. Okay, so the text color is okay. I don't mind the text color. Can we change the button color though? Yes, we certainly can. Okay, so normal color, highlighted color. Okay, so let's see. So normal color. Okay, this is quite a lot for me. Orangey? No, orange looks terrible. Green. Blue buttons. All these button colors look horrible. Okay, let's just make it... No, even white looks horrible. All these colors look so bad. Okay, I'll get somebody to design me a button. We can even have a... Can we have an image? Okay, no. Oh wait, we can? Wait, how does this work? Oh. Okay. Yes, look at me learning stuff. This is pretty nice. Okay, but so yeah, so I'm just going to use the UI default. Okay, so this is how you make a nice image for your button. And then this is just basically tinting it. You can even have a sprite swap. Or an animation. Okay. This is cool. So we'll fiddle with this at a much later date. Much later, like a million years into the future, I think. Okay, for now, let's code the buttons to actually do something. Okay, so let's just change this to settings. So the size is 35. We want to make it bold and big. So new games, settings, no wrap. You know, I should have made all this before I duplicated this. So 35, all caps, bold, and no wrap. And this is exit. Exit or quit. Quit game. Quit game? Exit game? Options, settings? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Okay, so we have the buttons. Technically, they don't do anything, but we have them. Now, I can't remember. Whoopsie. What did I just undo? I control Z something. I can't remember for the life of me how I get... How do I click... Not how do I click. How do I actually make these do anything? Okay. So before we go too far, these characters are completely broken. So these are just the prefabs that I pulled in, and they won't work. So I'm just gonna get rid of them for now. We can stick them in here again in the future, but the problem is with them currently, they have a lot of scripts and functionality attached to them because they're the prefabs that are actually used in the game, that when I try to use them, or when I just drag them in here like that, they will break everything. Right. You know what? Let's try. So in my visual assets, I still have these characters, right? So let's see if I can't. So this is the chicken, right? Is this the chicken? Yes, look at these old chickens. Oh, my word. He certainly had an upgrade. Okay, let's... Oh, wait, I'm not in the scene view. What am I doing? Okay, so let's go to character staging. And if I drag in this chicken... Okay. This could work. I could make this work, actually. Then we make a new character controller for him. Okay, so there's the chicken. Then we need the robin. There's the robin and our owl wizard. Holy moly, this guy is huge. Why is he a giant? Oh my word. Okay, they're all kind of weird with their proportions, right? Yeah. None of them are really the right size. Okay, Mr. Owl, what the hell are you doing? Why are you massive? Okay, so all of the... Yes, like this is so broken. So the chicken is actually scaled 100x. The robin and the owl are scaled like 11.3 or 11.4. But then obviously the owl... Still something else going on here. Okay, I'm just going to scale him down. I'm not going to mess with anything. Whoopsie. Okay. 0.01. I think his scale was 100 times bigger than he should be. Yes, like, look how small the... So you are way too small. So let's scale you 1.2. 1.5. Okay, 1.5 maybe. Something like this. Is this better? Is this roughly how big they are in relation to one another? Can't really remember. Okay, wizard. The ranger is behind, the wizard in the middle. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are you doing? Don't be a chop. Okay, and we just rotate them a little bit so they look into the right direction, more or less. Okay, chicken's too small. You need to be bigger. Yeah, chicken is nice and chunky. He's obviously a big, strong chicken. That looks terrible. Okay, let's... You there. Why are you still flying? You need to be on the ground, please. There we go. Nice, and on the ground you go. Okay, let's go to game view. Okay, that's not so bad, I guess. Can you maybe go stand there? Yeah, something like that. Now, The wizard seems to be quite large. Don't know. Let's make him a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Now, I could... let's attach, or let's create an empty parent. And create an empty parent, and create an empty parent. And let's just call this the stage chicken. The stage chicken. And this will be the stage ranger. No. The stage robin. Let me just... Stage robin. Wait. What did I just do? Ah, my word. Go away. You need to be creating an empty parent. And we call this parent the stage owl. Okay, something like that. And now, okay, all three of you need to go into the character staging. Wait a minute. What just happened? Ugh. Okay, and now they each have their own... yeah, we can get controllers and animations. I'm gonna make this look so nice. Okay. So we can go here and, you know, let's create a folder. And let's call this staged. And we can create another folder. Call this in-game. Right, so all of these things are in-game animations and things, right? And then in the staged one, we'll have something different. So, Ranger, let's create a folder. Staged. Wait, did I call it staged? Yes. Yeah. Okay, then I duplicate the folder. Call it in-game. Okay, let's just copy these for the wizard. Okay. Yeah, that worked. Okay, so all of these go to in-game. And for the ranger, all of these go to in-game. Okay, so now in stage, we want to create an animator controller for each of them. So let's just create animation animator controller, I guess, and this would be the create new animation animator controller. We'll call this the stage chicken. Stage chicken animator controller. Let's copy that actually, and let's paste it in there, and paste it in there, and this one rename the stage Robin, and this one we rename the stage Owl. There we go. Okay, so now they each have the animator controllers. So what I could do now is I can click here and go on the animator, and I could drag the stage chicken animator controller in there. Go to the Robin, drag its animator controller, and go to the wizard and drag its animator controller. There we go. So now they all have their controllers, they just don't have animations. So, for the animations, okay, let's see, we have animations over here for them. I think they're just gonna chill, right? So animations. So we're just gonna do like Archer, not even walking. She's just gonna idle for now. I might make them walk down the path in the future. That would be pretty sick. Yes, like that would be so sick. How sick would that be? That would be the sickest. Okay, but for now, let's just make them idle. Let me not get too bogged down in the. So idle sheath, right? That's the one I want. Okay, so that's for the archer. So let's just put that in the ranged over there. Okay, then we go back down. Okay, knight warrior mechanism stuff. Okay, so the knight animations. So there should be a knight idle sheath as well. So staged animations like that. And then we just need the mage. I think he's the mage. We call him the wizard, but I think it's the mage stuff. Animations, mage, idle, sheathed. Sheathed. Okay, and that goes into the stage animations for the wizard. Fantastic. So now what we do is we just open the animator controller. We take the idle sheath, we drag it in there. And that's it. Then animator controller for the archer, idle sheath, dragged in there. Animator controller for the chicken. Yes, idle sheath, drag it in there. Save scene. Now, if I just start this, it should work. So let's play the game. Let's see how many errors we get. Hopefully none. There should be no errors. Look at them just standing there idling. Okay, now for some reason their arms are clipping through them. Specifically the wizard is weird. The wizard is not idling the way he should be. Why are you so weird, little wizard guy? Are you too fat? The knight's also a bit weird. Like, what is happening with your... Okay, so let's go click on the wizard and let's look at the animation quickly. Okay, so this is what he does. So we can rotate the wizard a little bit, like this. Can rotate you. Let's rotate you. So let's try again. Just want to see, right? I'm not trying to make this perfect. Okay, something like this. So what happens if I make the wizard move? Just a bit down. Yeah, okay. Their feet are weird, right? This is the main problem. Somehow they're floating. Okay, let's stop that. So I think if I just go to the animators, I can do foot IK, and that should help. I believe. Foot IK and foot IK. I also maybe do the base layer IK pass potentially. I don't know. Let's try that. See if that at least puts the feet on the ground so they don't wiggle around. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's exactly what the problem was. Yeah, that's better. Now their feet are just planted. He's doing some very weird breathing right now, but that's okay. Don't know why the knight's breathing like that. Okay, but now, in the future, I could have them walk down the road if I figure that out. So it might just be a nav mesh thing where I draw a little line on the floor or something like that. I think. I actually have no idea how I would do that. But at least they standing there, all chilling. And the grass is moving. Everything looks nice. You know, now when you click, the game starts. Not really. Nothing happens when you click anything right now. You can totally click these buttons and just watch them be clicked. Okay, what else do we need? So we need music and stuff like that. Sound effects potentially. Etc. etc. So I'll get into that, or some of that stuff, just in a minute. But let me go to the restroom real quick. So let me grab this guy. And do that. No, wrong. This. There we go. Okay, be right back. 2 minutes, guys. I have returned. Video capture. Go back. Stream elements. Go away. Okay. What did I miss? Oh, Mr. Human Limits. YT. I suppose it's YouTube. You're not too late. I'm still working on the game. I'm making a main menu, right? How do you like that? Hello, how are you doing? So let's play the game. So technically, if you play the game, it should work. They go into their idle animations. All the trees and stuff in the background are making things happen. Now, the big blue sky is a bit boring. I guess we should add clouds, eh? That's normally what people do in the sky. Yeah, that might be a thing. So I could have clouds passing by. I want the big tower in the background there. That space is reserved for the tower. Yeah, busy Sundays? What do you mean it's Monday? No, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Glad to hear you are doing well. Okay, so let's see. I need to make these buttons work, right? So I want now to be able to change between scenes. Once I start the game, I should be able to go start playing the game, come back, etc., etc. Okay, so before I add niceties like sound effects and whatever to the main menu, let's just get the game to work. So I want to be able to play the game, and then exit the game again back to the main menu. 9:04. Oh, okay. Where do you live? Like Hawaii? Where's it that time? That's how many hours? That's like 9 hours difference. Jeez, like that's crazy. That's a massive difference between me and you. You're in the far west. Okay, since I don't remember how to do this, I'm going to open up my tutorial project at Kitchen Chaos that I did with Code Monkey. And I'm just going to, peek at the code there because I can't remember what the hell I had to do to get Unity to change scenes. I don't think it's super complicated, but I can't remember, so just go there. West Coast of America. Okay. Makes sense. So let's see. Here we had buttons. So what did these buttons do? I assume they had a script attached to them. Yes, like look at this weird layout. Like I can't find anything. Is this the layout I'm using currently? Nope. Doesn't look like. Whoa, this is a weird one. This is even weirder. Let's go to default. There we go. Okay, wait. Is there really not a script on these buttons? How do they work? Let's see. Play button. Maybe that's... No. That is the button. Okay, seems like there's no script here. But it does work. I know it works. Outline, shadow, image. Interesting. So maybe there's a script on main menu UI. Okay. You put the buttons in there. That makes sense. Okay, so this script is the one I want to look at. I might just copy paste it. So let's see. So play button, quit button. On awake, you add a listener to the buttons. Okay, that seems fine. So play button on click add listener and quit button on click add listener. So loader load.scene.game scene and application.quit time.timescales 1. Is that literally all you have to do? Interesting. Okay, so but those are the two buttons I really want to have work now. Okay, so let's go to my game. Okay, there's probably some other shenanigans in the background, but yeah, okay. So in Canvas here, we have our buttons. So we just add main menu UI. New script, call it that. Yes, create an ad. You're making some cool Blender stuff? Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Environmental assets for your game. Yeah, you see, that's... So we have a different approach. We make the character assets ourselves. And the environment stuff, I just get them from somewhere. Right, that's just my approach. I feel like it's very important that your characters stand out and are unique and interesting in some way. Rocks and trees and stuff, not so much. If you have some interesting environmental features like some building or something that needs to be unique, that's fine, I guess. But rocks and trees and things, you just buy them. That's at least the way I think about it. But still, building environments is quite tough. Even if you have the prefabs or the assets, to arrange them in a way that's interesting to look at, that's quite a lot of work still. Staging rooms and stuff like that, that could take you flippin' forever. I think that's one of the biggest jobs in game dev. You probably have whole environment artists or team of environment artists that just places mushrooms in places in a forest, right? Okay, what did I just do? I made a new script. It's obviously just dumped somewhere. Yep, totally is just dumped somewhere. Whoa, what did I just do? Okay, you guys just go away. Delete. Do I have to type this out or can I just copy paste? I think I can just copy paste, right? That is allowed. Totally allowed. There we go. So, interesting that the button doesn't work. You need Unity Engine.ui, I guess. You probably need the scene management thing as well. Let's just grab all these. I don't know. Yeah, we only have Unity Engine. I think once we add UI, that fixes it. Okay, loader. Oh, okay, loader must be something we built. You made your... Okay, so your game style is very unique. Okay, that could be challenging, yeah. So if your game style is very unique, you'd have to make your own art. Now that's a toughie. So we went low poly, and low poly is actually quite common, right? There's a lot of low poly artwork out there that you can use. It's the same with realistic art. So if you just want to go realistic with your game, I know there's all these mega scan bundle things that you can use, right? That are like scans of real world items and things that you can just literally put in there. Okay, so play button, quit button. I guess we could call this the new game button instead, right? Okay, so our new game button now works the way it should, I guess. Let's see. So in our scene, we should now have buttons. Yeah, so in buttons, we have our main menu script. Wait a minute. This is a serialized field. What's wrong? Oh, it's complaining because this can't do anything. So let's just do that. Now it should update. A mix of voxel and low poly. Now that sounds a bit interesting. Why mix them though? That's normally if you voxel, you hard voxel. If you poly, you strictly low poly. Mixing them is interesting. You have low detail parts that you make voxel, high detail parts, low poly. Oh, that's interesting. That is quite interesting. So you use the different art styles as a way of getting the player to look at stuff you want him to look at. Yeah, that's quite clever. Huh. Okay, cool. So the buttons are now added. Okay, let's go steal some more code from my previous project. Okay, so the other thing is this loader thing that I think we built. Yeah. This is a script that we made. Okay, so we have the different scenes. So once you load a target scene, we set the target scene and the scene manager dot load scene loading scene to string. I can't remember at all how this works. Load a callback. Where is this called? Oh, I see. I see what we did. Okay, so when you load a scene, it loads the loading scene, and then when the loading scene is done, it loads the actual scene. The name is Outbreak. Okay. I only thought about a name for the game, for my game, yesterday for the first time. Not gonna tell you right now what it is. We'll wait a little bit. We want to get some nice artwork done or whatever, and then maybe we can make a more formal announcement. Okay, so this is interesting. So there's a couple of... So let's just look at how we structured this project. So I'm guessing we have 3 scenes. We have a loading scene, a main menu scene, and a game scene. Right? So the loading scene, if I remember correctly, is just nothing. Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's just nothing. It's a blank canvas with loading on it. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough, right? Can I copy this loading scene to my new project? I guess not. Okay, we'll make a loading scene. Okay, let's do that then. Let's make a loading scene quickly. So it is a very straightforward scene, so this shouldn't take too long. Okay, I guess. So let's create a new scene. I can't find the button for scene. Oh, there we go. Scene, and we'll just call this loading. Yeah, save the changes. Or you say. Or, yeah. It's going to be super epic. Okay, so we have a camera. Yes, we really just need a UI which has text on it. Actually, that's the only thing we need, and this will just be loading text. Okay, and all we do is we just say loading ... Okay, that's good enough. We anchor it to the bottom over there. Make the position 0, 0. Make the width and the height 0, 0. Change the text alignment to the bottom. Right, that's good. We don't wrap it. That's nice. We can make it bold. We can make it a bit larger, I guess. Like a 50. And we just move it so the position doesn't look too bad. So like, yeah, let's move it to like 50 and 50. Right, something like that. Maybe this could be even more. Yeah, this is like 100, I think. Yeah, that looks good. Just loading like that. And I think the main camera... I don't remember how this works. But I think somehow you just make the background or something. Render mode. Camera? I can't remember. Okay, display 1 canvas scaler. Yeah, okay, can't remember what we need to do now. Okay, but we have that loading. I think all we need to do is we just need to make the camera. Okay, we need the loader callback. The main character just needs to be darkened. I don't know if that's in the canvas. Screen overlay, that's fine. Canvas scaler. I don't think that matters. I don't think that matters. It might really matter, but I don't know. Oh, environment. Oh, we have a background color we can set for the camera itself. Okay. Okay, background, solid color. We'll just make it black as well. So that's our loading screen. I think we can make it something else if we wanted. Ugh. Yeah, okay. It's just the back. We can put something there if we want to, right? We just don't want to. Yeah, I can put a 2D image, something nice, but like I don't. Scale with screen size. Reference should be 1920 by 1080. Something like that. And we match with width or height. I don't really care. Okay, that's fine. So that's set up. So now we need just the this loader callback, and there we attach that script to. Okay, cool. So we create an empty and call it loader callback. Right? And we attach our script called loader callback. So loader callback. New scripts. Create and add. And open if you could. That would be kind of nice. Okay, and we're totally going to go steal the script from the other guy. So why not? Okay, there we go. Loader callback. Right, it doesn't do much. Is first update true? Okay, so now it needs a loader. Okay, but this is the loader callback at least. What is the loader now? Ish. There's always something else. What are you? Loader. Loader class. Okay, so where did we attach this script? Or is this script just its own thing somewhere? A public static clause. Okay. Actually, what is the loader callback? I didn't even check. Are you just a mono behavior? That's fine. So we have a public static script. I don't think this thing is attached to anything, if I remember correctly. I think it's just dumped inside of our script folder. So if you just go to scripts, it should just be over here. Can I copy you? Nah, of course I can't. Okay, so let's just do that. So let's see if I create then a script over here in my scripts folder. Scripting empty C# script, and we call this the loader. Okay. Public static class loader, already referenced by something. So I think the loader callback, yeah, it can now look at the loader and run the loader callback function. Yeah. So we set the target scene, I guess. So as far as I understand, this would mean that it's, since it's a static class, it's, what's the correct term for this? It stays around after loading different scenes. It's sticky. It's some English word that I can't remember. Go figure. That's how English goes for me. Okay, but anyway, persistent. It's a persistent script. Yeah, who knows? Anyway, so we can get our scene. Okay, that's good. To what we wanted it. So the first thing we do is we just load our target scene, I guess. So loaded.target scene is equal to target scene. Oh, okay, this is a function that we call. Okay, so we do that. We called load scene, but we load the loading screen instead. Then in the loading screen, we do the loader callback. Okay. And the loader callback, what does it do? So it just checks if it's the first update. So then it runs loader callback. Okay. That seems fine. So let's go loader callback. You have your screen, your script. So all of this stuff should kind of work. Yeah. I don't know. Scenes. We'll figure it out. Ah, no, I didn't want to open the game scene necessarily. Okay. Now, I think we still have to do some things in Unity. And I can't remember. Is it in project settings? Somewhere we need to set the scenes or something like that, right? Oh, maybe it's in export settings, actually. Yeah. Okay, now I need to find the export settings. Or build profiles. What is that? Ah, open scene list. Okay, so we have game scenes. Can we add more scenes? Okay, we have the main menu scene. Can we rearrange this? Okay, there we go. And can we add the loading scene? Okay, there we go. So now we have the 3 scenes. I don't know if they need to be in a specific order or if the naming is important. Probably the naming is important. I have a feeling that if I don't do this correctly, it's going to break. Okay, so let's go check in the other project how exactly we handled the naming. So if we go here, build profiles, look at the scene list. So main menu scene, game scene, loading scene. Okay. And the loading scene. Okay, so the ordering is fine. And I think in our loader, yeah, so these names need to be exactly the same as what we have in our loader. Okay. That's kind of what I thought. Okay, so game scene is fine. Main menu should be main menu scene. And then loading should be loading scene. Okay, we save that. Okay, so now our buttons have this main menu UI. Now if I just take this out, so now it'll do loader.load, loader.scene.game_scene. Okay, yeah, because that's an enum. And yeah, it should just work, right? Watch it explode. Watch it explode. You want to watch it explode? Let's see. Let's play the game. Oh, please don't explode. It would be so cool if this just worked. So don't destroy on load. I guess. I don't know what that means. If I click on new game. What? It just loaded the game scene like that? Are you serious? That's amazing. Okay, cool. Who wants to see the game? You know what? It's too late. It doesn't explode. It worked. Okay, so now we can select the character we want. Okay, I might have messed with the layers of something somewhere. And as such, everything is now brown here. Okay, so whoopsie doopsie, I guess. Why does changing stuff in my... That's kind of annoying, eh? So changing the ordering in the main menu scene breaks it in here. Yeah, so now everything's brown. That's kind of dumb. Die, you filthy reptiles. This is chicken land. No, this is bird land. Why are you here? Okay. Haha, juked. Okay, let's get rid of this totem. Now I'm just playing the game because I wanna. I can show you that dying works now. Oh, it's raining here, but it's still super barren and dry. Wait, I need to go to the last totem. Okay, so let's say for some reason I die right here, which is completely possible. Oh no, what am I doing? I'm playing so bad. I'm a new player. Leave me alone. Okay, I died. So the Robin has died. She will return to action in 2 waves. Good to know. Now we can already spend our skill points. This might be bad. Okay, but anyway, let's spend them then. Because I know if you take this screen away and you haven't spent your skill points, you don't get to spend your skill points. Now the restart and the main menu button do nothing. Okay, but we can do that now. That's the next thing. Let's take out the chicken. Okay. Time to show them how it's done. Are you the last frog? You are the last frog. So he died. Okay, and we even get some more levels on the chicken. So the ranger's still dead. Okay, so we have to make do with what we got. Let's get rid of that totem there. Get out of my face. These lizards. I'm fed up with their nonsense. Nah, actually, the lizards are quite well behaved. I'm fed up with the frogs' nonsense. The frogs are not behaving the way they should. They get bugged all the time. Okay, but anyway, here we go. Oh, that's a dead lizard. Get rid of this totem. Okay, let's go. Let's go mow the lawn. Frog shaped. My grass is frog shaped. Okay, grass mode. Where is? Yeah, you see now. This is what I mean by the bugginess. They get stuck or they forget how to move or something. I don't know, but it's a problem. Okay, so the chicken did pretty well there. Let's give him some movement speed. And it's still temperate, so we're still expecting. And you can see the robin is still dead. Now, so the way revival works is you revive on the start of a new wave. So that means that even if I start this wave, when I start this wave, the robin will be immediately revived. But you can't play her now, right? You need to actually start the wave for the revival to take place. So if you take the owl, for instance, and let's say we're bad, right? Which, I mean, we're not great, but anyway. And the owl dies now. I can select the ranger, right? Because she has been revived. Which is kind of okay. I sort of am fine with that behavior. I can change it to be at the end of the wave she gets revived, but you know, she can be revived at the start of the wave, that's fine. Wah-bah! Take that. And that. I need to add like a screen shake or something for the wizard. These fireballs are powerful and everything, but they don't seem very powerful. That's polish problems, right? So I know I don't need to continue playing the game, but I kind of want to show that the ranger will revive. I want to just want to prove that it does work. Whoops. Okay, let's huddle around the totem. There we go. I use the totem as to detonate the fireball prematurely, so I can do a close range explosion to get rid of the lizards. I'm a tactical genius. Okay, and the ranger revived, and during its death, the ranger's death, it didn't actually gain any levels or experience or anything like that, which is, you know, it's tough, but it's how it works. Okay, and now you can select the ranger and everything works fine. Okay, so let's get the buttons to work. The restart and the other buttons. So this should be kind of straightforward. Let's go to our scenes, and we want the game scene. So game scene. We have two buttons here. So restart, I think restart should just reload the scene, right? That makes sense to me. Yeah, so canvas, gameplay UI. No, this is the character select menu UI. Okay, main menu button, restart button. What do we call these? Do we put these in a thing? Yeah, maybe we do. Navigation buttons. Navigation buttons. Navigating between scenes, I mean. That's what I mean. Okay. Okay, so we can then add a script to that. Add a script. Navigation. Maybe we call these change scene. buttons. Just so it's more obvious. Change scene buttons. So create an ad. And I think I'm going to change it there as well. Okay, so you are now a change as scene buttons. Okay, so we open the script. So what do we want here? A couple of serialized fields to start off with. So serialized field. Button. Okay, we want, and the button name, this would be main menu button. And then there's a restart button. Restart button. Okay, cool. And now we'll just save that. Let's go to the main menu UI. So on awake, we connect them. That's fine. So let's just paste that. Okay, so we just want the listeners to be added. I don't want this time scale to change, I don't think. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so main menu button. On click, you should go to not this scene, but main menu scene. Right, and we don't want to quit from here, so let's just get rid of that one. And let's just add this one. Okay, so this listener is not going to go. This is the restart button. And we want to load the game scene. That reloads the game scene, right? Okay, now, the one thing I don't know is whether or not that actually resets our character stats, right? So it might not, which could be bad, right? So let's see actually what that does. Okay, so now that's actually it, right? Because all the loader and stuff that works, so this should be fine. You just need to drag the buttons in there. So restart button goes there. Main menu button goes there. Okay. We save. Okay, we can play from here. That's fine. So what we can do, actually, so we can click on main menu and new game. Look at that. Just like it. Okay, so let's do some things. Let's go die, maybe. Oh. Okay, this is interesting. So some object was destroyed, but we're still trying to access it. Okay. So it's the health bar and things like that. So the health bar breaks, then the player manager breaks, scriptable player manager. Huh. That's interesting. Okay, let's just oh, geez, okay, yeah, okay, so we just have all the characters selected at once. This is gonna be interesting. Let's go check what happens. That is interesting. Wow, what happened there? Okay, missing object. Okay, so this just doesn't work now. Okay, let's clear. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go do some... Okay, so if we are in the main menu scene and we play from here, everything that gets destroyed can be destroyed. That's the way I assume this works. So if I click new game, it loads the scene, and that's fine. Okay, and then if I click... Okay, so there's some problems with the terrain. I need to go fix that. That's fine. It's just some colliders that I don't actually need, because obviously nothing happens there, so I can go fix that. Okay, so if we go back to main menu, that's fine. Now if we go back to new game again, it's still fine. No, okay. There it says something was destroyed. Okay, let's try. I just want to see if I select a different character, if it behaves a little bit differently. Okay, so we can get... Yeah, okay, these are just the trees. The trees have colliders, mesh colliders specifically, that the terrain doesn't like. But that's fine. So new game. Main menu again. So when we do that, it destroys a few things. So even if we go new game again, in our game scene, let's see. So in player, I think it's this, so let's just clear those. I think what it's missing is the scriptable objects. So if I select the chicken knight now, okay, we have the chicken knight and the wizard. This is... And it's specifically the health bar UI that seems to struggle. So in the player manager, okay, let's just do this, see what it does. Okay. Okay, so in the player manager, we have all our stats in there. So what exactly? It's obviously the UI that seems to be broken. So why did the UI break like that? So let's go to the canvas and let's just see where this problem is, if we can. So it's the health bar UI. So it goes to... So on start, it tries to do this stuff. Player health bar UI, update health bar stats, okay. Okay, so they are input there with serialized fields. Right here, this one is the one that's currently struggling. So it gets health bar, current health, max health. That's weird. Okay, so I guess it's what are you saying here? What are you saying here? Are you talking about your game? See, you made a chair for your game. I only broke Blender once this time. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Even, yeah, Blender can get broken quite a bit if once you start working. Well, if your computer is a bit of a sissy. Blender breaks a lot, right? But yeah, only once. That's not bad. What do you want to do here? Post-astro-apocalyptic. Oh, okay. We're struck by a meteor. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's like that seems like a lot of work. I just read something about environment art and I immediately think that's a lot of work. I just want to place trees. But that now, the whole environment tells a story, right? And that is a lot of work. Okay, so that's where it starts. Then it goes to player manager. So that goes to here. Yeah, let's trace this back. And then that thing goes to this scriptable object. So we're not dead. So on character stat change, invoke. So it tries to do that. Okay, and then that goes back to the player manager because then... Oh, this is when it was invoked. Okay. And that was called there. That's fine. And that is how far we can go, right? Okay. So I guess this is... It starts there, and then eventually it gets to this. And then it breaks. Should either check if it's null or if you should not destroy the object. Okay, let's go to our... So the health bar. I don't know, nothing's been destroyed, I think. I don't understand this. Game object, get component, transform, text mesh pro. Ah. Is this... So inside the health amount UI, it gets the text mesh pro object, but it's destroyed. How is it destroyed? That doesn't make sense. I don't understand. Do we just have to run it a bit later or something? Yeah, we update health bar, but that doesn't happen at awake, does it? That's interesting. Okay. It seems like something is getting destroyed at some point when I do my loading and unloading and whatever. Right there. Okay, so what if we just do... yeah, no, I don't know. Something like a TMP Pro or TMP underscore text. Health amount text. Okay, so this doesn't work apparently. Does not understand. Do I need to do TMP Pro? Why not tmpro.tmp text, health amount text. Okay. So I set that equal to just this thing, for instance, and then I do if health health amount text is not null, then you can do health amount text dot text equals, and we do our string formatting thing, right? So that should be the same thing. Okay, so now something else is probably just gonna break, right? What are you talking about here? Okay, the main party game. Okay, monsters, which are blind and find you by sound. Wait, this is a horror game. They aren't trying to hurt you and are trying to take you to their dead leader, who they don't know as dead as a gift. Okay, interesting. Okay, so I suppose the stuff you just told me is a massive spoiler, right? Because you don't actually understand the motives of the monsters to start with. Okay, so let's see if this change fixes the problem. So let's stop it there. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So, new game, loads. I go back, go to new game again. I select a character, still breaks. Missing reference exception. The object of type unit has been destroyed. Which one is it this time? The health bar. Wait, is it still the same thing? So wait, do I have to do an if health amount UI is not equal to null? Did I understand that incorrectly? Then we do that. I might have understood that incorrectly. I think that game object was destroyed. And that is a problem. But shouldn't this then happen to everything all the time? Why? Okay. Let's try this again. This is annoying. This I should actually just go and, search for. Okay, so we go to main menu. I think it then destroys those things. And if I go new game again, for some reason, it doesn't quite understand that they've been reloaded or something. I don't know. So if I select this. Okay. So now the next thing broke. Which is that thing. Yeah. Thought so. So, I mean, I can continue this. If health bar length. This is health bar. If health bar does not equal null. Whatever that was. Null. Then we can do that stuff. Yeah. So now, okay, I've dealt with both of these. So actually, I could just do this again. For here. I can get rid of this stuff. Right, that's unnecessary. So basically we check, okay, is our health UI, mount UI not equal to null, then set it if, etc. But if it's being destroyed, that means it won't work, I suppose, right? Which is kind of a problem. Okay, so things have been updated, so we need to stop. Play again. So as far as I understand, so let's see. If I just click start, so new game, main menu, things are destroyed. New game again. Doesn't look like anything bad's happening right now. If I click this. The next thing is now destroyed. Progress bar. Why? So I need to do if level progress is not equal to null and XP amount is not equal to null and no, that's the wrong and current level text is not equal to null. So everything exists. Let me try this. Yeah, probably. Probably people will forget. And, you know, your story might evolve as well, right? So you start off with an idea now for the story, and then, you know, 10 years from now, when the game comes out, you've changed your story a little bit, right? That's completely reasonable, right? Most people don't. You know, if the development cycle is 10 years, it's very possible that you change your story a little bit. That's interesting. So it did reload this time. And it's working. Okay, very interesting. Okay, so let's... how do we want to do this? Okay, let's just finish this level. I think that's the fastest way. Okay, we finish the level and then we exit the game. We go back to main menu and then we come back here. I want to see if the character level and stuff is persistent, I guess. It shouldn't be. It should change back. So we'll see. Just like it. Where is this going? Chill out, my guy. Okay, so apparently just some of my UI elements were a bit funky and needed to be checked for null. I mean, they still worked, right? So they weren't destroyed this in the way I thought they were being destroyed. Also, I don't know. Who knows? Get rid of the frogs. Mr. Frog, die, please. Okay, I suppose we have some slow frogs. Ha, juked. Okay, die. Juked again. Ah, you fool. Okay. Okay, so the Chicken Knight. Now, let's just give him more attack speed for, you know, for whatever. Okay, so if I go... Okay, let's actually give all of them. This one gets more damage and you get more HP. So let's see. If I go to main menu... and I click new game again, everything is reset. Okay, that's fine. And yeah, that error is also not happening anymore. It was kind of interesting, but I guess it's okay. And if I click quit game, it'll quit the game. So technically I could export a build of the game now, theoretically, right? I wonder if we had similar issues over here. So, because we had our game scene. And look, there's a bunch of things, you know, UI elements. We didn't do anything weird. did we? No, it just seems to, yeah, we just use them straight up. It's very interesting that they... Huh. I wonder, so UI elements destroyed when changing scenes, error, Unity. Okay, I think I'll end the stream there for today. I might go and do some research on this whole destroyed element thing that kept happening, because I'm kind of curious and I want to try and not have to check for null. I mean, checking for null is not a bad idea generally speaking, but yeah, I want to see if I can figure that out. So I might also, what I might do, so if you want to go and join the Discord, I might post it there. So maybe I can post an early build of the game and see how that goes. So I'll see if I can get that working today, and then I'll post something in Discord, maybe, so that people can go and try it out. Well, we'll see. We'll see how far I get. Obviously, I have a lot of other work that I need to do, unfortunately. So, yeah, I might just be a bit too optimistic right now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, for hanging out, for chatting, and I'll see you in the next one. So tomorrow, same time, same place. I just need to figure out how to end the stream again. I need to go to OBS. Yeah, that's it. Okay, have a good day. Have a good evening for those of you in other parts of the world. I'll see you next time. Cheers.